Kilpailussa mukana RAMIRENT. Kotikatsomon eväät tarjoaa kotipizza.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to some more disc golf media coverage. We're coming at you with the third stop on the Prodigy Disc Pro Tour here in Oulu, Finland. Got the lead card MPO Round 3 Front 9. I'm Tony Ferro.
And with him, Connor Wood. We are going to see these competitors set the stage with this front 9 for the back 9. Third round, let's see who really wants it.
Final round, all or nothing.
At Pikkarala Disc Golf Park, some beautiful terrain, some beautiful trees, definitely a bit unique. Some competitors here might have learned a few tricks on this course by now.
Absolutely agree. Let's check out this lead card. Got first up, Niklas Anttila. Been leading us the entire way, shooting hot.
And he has maintained the lead since his hot round in round 1. We also have here Lauri Lehtinen, 1027 rated player. He's been having a good showing. We saw him in round 2. He has a very clean game.
Big up-and-comer. And next up, we got a youngin', Eetu Tuominen, 974 rated. Looks like this guy is coming up from absolutely nowhere. Excited to see what his game's like.
Absolutely. We have here Jere Kukkurainen, 992 rated. I like his shirt. I like his style. Looks like he's ready.
Always come looking snazzy. Let's check that top 10 out.
We can see Niklas with the 3-stroke lead going into the final round. Lauri hot on his heels at 13 down. And the other competitors right behind him with 18 holes to go. Let's see if they can close that gap or Niklas can maintain his lead.
Could be anybody's game. Let's start it off like we always do. Hole number 1, par 3, 87 meters. Soft left to right turn through these tree-filled fairway. Not too difficult of a hole. Not too much OB to speak of on the first hole.
Definitely a good one to get on the scoreboard early. Have your confidence, make your putt.
Absolutely. Get that birdie to start the round.
Perhaps setting the stage here for what's to come.
Niklas up first. Going sidearm as usual. Oh, he got the hit me tree.
Course designers must be loving it or hating it. Regardless, they put the tag up. And there it is. He did hit it. Lauri up next.
Oh, that looks like a nice correction on the line. Coming in high.
Swings it in for a decent looking ace run. Sits in the circle.
Right over the top.
This is Jere Kukkurainen. Oh! The hit me tree getting its job done.
That's 2 for 3. Putting in work, hit me tree.
Let's see our young competitor Eetu here. Very nice correction up that left gap.
Smooth, maybe a little deep. Yep.
Perhaps
just
a bit straight.
Caught one of the outside trees. But that's going to put him in circle 2 for the putt.
He is definitely playing. And if you were fortunate enough to join us in round 2, you may recall Niklas actually took a bogey on hole 1 and then proceeded to clean up the rest of the course. So I think he'll be happy to take that 3 and move on with his lead.
Jere up next. Sidearm Annie, flexing out.
And you can really see the shapes that are demanded of these players with these trees. Just gap after gap after gap that they have to hit cleanly. Eetu now.
Oh, clean putt, just a little low to start him off. Maybe some of those early round jitters, camera jitters possibly.
But not an easy putt by any means from circle 2. Speaking of easy putt, Lauri drops his birdie in.
And with the lone birdie on the card, he will be reducing that lead down to 2 strokes.
And I do have to give 2 shout-outs, believe it or not. 2 aces on this hole in round 3 as we see Jere drop his par in. Congratulations to Oni Arminen and our Aku Tervo. Well done, fellas. 2 in 1 hole, 1 round. Incredible.
That's amazing. Go get 'em, guys.
I believe contributing to the easiest hole.
Well, let's move on to a much more difficult hole. Hole number 2, par 3, 105 meters. Fairly open gap off the tee, but that left side is OB and it is tight on the fairway. Miss will be to the right. You can choose sidearm, backhand Annie, dealer's choice really, but you want to flex it out at the very end to try and get yourself up in the green for a putt.
And we did see this from Lauri in round 2, the forehand hyzer line, trying to perhaps break through the tree line, playing with the OB left.
Yeah, playing with fire when you're going over the OB like this, with the trees around and branches.
No doubt. Did he make it back? We hear claps. So always a good sign. Niklas up next. We can hear the wind blowing.
Now this has much better height than previous rounds. Flexing out, getting some skips, and that is park job.
Showing the card why he is the current leader. We'll take a look at his form here. Just clean. Good composure, good balance and follow through. Jere up next.
Oh yeah, following the line that Niklas had shown. Flexing out beautifully. This should skip up into the circle. Maybe caught a little hump in the ground, but
fantastic shot. Dissected the fairway straight down the middle.
Absolutely. That is on the dance floor.
Eetu as well. Perhaps not the line he intended. Going to be fighting that tree line. Can he keep it in?
Oh,
I
just
believe
hanging on.
Just barely. Eetu keeps it in. He'll have another long look on hole 2. Lauri up first. Just
Looked
a tad
good.
short. Looked good, absolutely. Eetu.
Another outside the circle look. Oh, that just seemed like a layup for Eetu.
I think a wise play on a tricky green. You miss your shot off the first. I think you'll be all right with par there. Let's see if Jere can capitalize on his fantastic shot. And a fantastic putt as well as he drops in his first birdie of the round. Niklas, our leader.
Yeah, just outside the bullseye. That is the closest one we've seen all weekend. Gorgeous, gorgeous drive.
Certainly not going to give up any strokes to the card here from that fantastic lie as the rest of our players tap their putts in. Niklas continuing with his 3-stroke lead over Lauri.
All right, let's move it on to the first par 5 of the round. Hole number 3, 315 meters. Have this slight hump off the tee. Kind of negates that disc angle as you'd get it out the hand. Trying to get as much D as possible off the tee. Flexing out a shot. Keeping it over the top of these low trees. Try to get it somewhere into the opening. You can have a nice setup for your second shot. As we've seen before, this can be eagled.
Absolutely, with a big throw off the tee, perhaps leaving yourself somewhere in the 100 to 120 range if you have a really big arm. Let's see if these players choose to go for the eagle look or keep it nice and clean in the fairway and hunt the birdie.
Niklas up with a good rip. Annie and out, but caught a tree. That is going to be well short.
Definitely looks like the wind is picking up today more than in previous rounds. Perhaps might contribute to some decisions these players have to make.
And Jere coming up with just a nice hyzer, placing it into the fairway. Maybe got a little bit of squeakage to the left, but that should be no big deal.
Lauri now, some pep in his step, fires one off.
Now there's a cannon fire right there. Oh yeah, coming in. Nice prime placement. I think the wind has definitely got a factor in there. With the way he ripped that out of the hand, I thought that would have been way beyond the wood chips.
Absolutely, and we see Eetu now looking for his big drive. Placement looking very good. And you see these trees. Players are frequently landing in there, but seem to have pretty open looks over the top. They're quite forgiving. From our angle, it might look, or this definitely looks obstructed for Niklas.
Yeah, Niklas catching early on the fairway. This is going to be interesting scramble to get up to this green.
He hustles after it, watches the fall,
But
turns
yes,
the cameraman.
as we've seen before, this guy has no problems just making huge distance from a standstill shot. That was amazing.
Definitely no shortage on power from Niklas. Lauri now looking for the forehand on his second.
I believe this is Eetu.
Apologies,
The
Eetu
youngin
with
with
a...
a flexor sidearm there.
Thank you for that correction. Eetu looking like he went just off the side of the fairway. Jere now. And contending with a bit of height. Perhaps that wind came into play as he gets pulled back off left of fairway.
Yeah, just a little early out of the hand. Hoping for a bit more to the right side there on the fairway. He's going to have few trees to contend with.
And here is Lauri with a big snap going high and wide. We'll see if he can swing that back in to have an open look up at the green for his approach.
Looking good. Definitely short for the eagle run, but that should be a textbook up and down for the birdie. Eetu up next. Looking for a hyzer into the green. Sand-filled green. Don't expect too much ground play. As we see there, disc just stopped almost on a dime. Going to be a little bit short. Again, outside the circle for his birdie look.
Bit of love from the pocket there. We'll see Niklas now with his look after two.
Another standstill. Oh, just too wide. Looked good the whole way. Caught the top of that little tree.
That looked like the last one before the green that he had to contend with. He looked to be heading up there nicely, but he will still have some work to do.
Totally agree.
As we see what looks to be a forehand scramble shot, perhaps ricochet. We'll see Lauri now lining up his backhand approach. The big hyzer over the trees.
Coming in wide, though. Oh.
Maybe long. I think he overshot the green a little bit there, a bit wide. We'll see if he can manufacture a long birdie look through the trees. Quiet, please.
This has got to swing in right. Swing in left. It's way right. I believe he'll be with Lauri in the woods on the right side of the basket.
But from that angle, you could see the trees behind the basket only a few meters. These players definitely needing to control every angle of their disc, as Niklas does right there, nestling it up a few meters away. Well done by him for what looked to be a tough move through the fairway.
Definitely using every throw to get up to this green.
Tuominen now. There we go. The long outside birdie look. He's been giving himself the chance after chance. Let's see the
Third time's the charm. Let's check it out again.
The replay now kicks off the sand. You see him give a little spray. Good height. Fading out and catches it. Well done, Eetu. Fantastic look from circle 2. Good birdie.
Almost a slight hinge putt from the youngin.
Jere now. Definitely with some obstacles to contend with. Whoa! These guys are decimating this green. I don't think he was even on the green, but he puts it in regardless. We'll have another replay here.
That was big. Uphill, through the trees, jumper.
Crouching tiger, hidden Jere. Look at that.
And just over the cage. That is clutch putting.
And I believe a par save for Jere. Fantastic job to avoid the bogey on this difficult hole. Lauri now from the woods as well.
This should be for birdie. What is this? These guys are on a mission now.
On fire. They're not going to let Niklas take the stroke on them this time, making sure to put every putt in the basket.
Yeah, and with that birdie, that will put Lauri just 2 strokes away from Niklas.
As he did secure his par, Niklas there maintaining a 2-stroke lead.
As we move on, hole 4, par 3, 122 meters. Elevated tee pad up on the sandy hill with the giant drop off afterwards. Watch yourself on that run up. Don't want to have too much forward momentum.
I'll slide my cleats on for this one.
I would as well. Maybe take a meter off of that tee. But you want to have a nice big hyzer that's coming in downhill. And you find this basket just candy caned into this wooded green.
And such a lovely hole, giving them such a challenge to not only hit the gap but then enter the mouth. We'll see Lauri up first.
And this is looking like the line. Oh, just catching a Guardian right on its way in. He might have to look through the trees to get some kind of a putt into the basket.
He might favor that straddle out forehand approach. We'll have to see. Eetu up next. Mr. Tuominen letting go of the backhand hyzer a tad low.
Oh no, he caught a berm on the just before the downhill slope to the green. That's going to leave him well short.
And I do believe he's about edge of circle 2, but with no direct line, he'll definitely have to take an indirect route. Niklas up now. He's had a good showing on the last 2 rounds on this hole. He knows his line. Let's see if he can execute. Good snap and height.
Looking like the right angle. It's got to get that one skip. But no, he caught an outside tree. And he's going to be there with Eetu.
And you can see that precision which I mentioned. These guys really forced to hit a small gap if they want to get into the mouth and on the green. Jere now.
Lower line, but more direct. And he caught the downhill slope. He got it.
Beautiful ground play there for Jere, skipping himself up to have the closest look of the bunch. Anttila up first.
Oh, he's got a direct look there. Wow, and almost cans it from Circle 2's edge.
You know he wanted that one with his competitors hot on his heels. Every stroke counting. Eetu round the corner. Should give himself a good putt. Well played.
Smart play from the youngin'. Just take your medicine, get the par, don't try anything crazy through the trees.
Oh, Lauri with a cleaner look than we had anticipated, but unfortunately sends it high right. Jere now, closest of the bunch. We'll see if he can capitalize to put himself. There we go, 3 strokes behind Niklas Anttila.
Putting in work.
Definitely 2 through 4. Jere with quite a clean game so far. And Niklas getting the job done for his par.
And the rest of the card should just be cleaning up their pars. Formality tap-ins here. Everybody's inside the bullseye.
I would agree. Do you think with the galleries returning, the pressure of the lead card might feel a bit heavier on their shoulders?
I don't know. Finland has been like this for years now. I believe these guys are well accustomed to huge galleries. Let's take it into hole 5. Another par 3, 105 meters. Pretty open fairway here, but that entire left side is a hazard zone. Most righties, if you got it, you want to be taking that sidearm hyzer shot into this green, trying to spike it down onto the wood chips, get as little ground play as you possibly can. We have seen some flares on this hole. Fast green.
However, similar to hole 1, where the righty forehand hyzer comes out, the shape definitely lends itself to a potential ace run. We'll see if these players give it the power and the height to really chase it. Jere now looking like he has a fine throw. Just a little bit short, but well within the circle and very clean placement.
Looks to be about 6 meters away. Should be just a routine putt for the youngin.
Lauri now, no stranger to the forehand.
That seemed soft and early. Let's see if it had enough to get around. Yeah, he'll be circle's edge, maybe just outside.
I think a similar distance to his putt on the last hole, just a bit long. We'll see Mr. Tuominen now with the backhand line. Can he get the flip that he needs? That looks like it's riding.
Oh, that looks beautiful.
Eetu just dropping it right by the basket. Fantastic.
Bullseye.
Our leader now.
Oh, this is looking like the right line. Direct, straight out with the sidearm. Skipping up. He should be just there next to, I believe, Jere with 6-7 meters for the birdie.
Definitely looking at 4 putts here now for our lead card. We'll have Lauri start us off.
Tailwind putt. Oh, sails it just wide.
And he seems to be flying by right on a lot of these putts. Perhaps a timing issue. But we'll have to see if he can make those corrections. Jere dropping in another birdie, putting him 3 down through 5.
He's starting to get comfortable with these birdies, I think.
To maintain his lead.
Whew.
Niklas catching the weaker bottom left side, but puts it in regardless. He'll be happy with that.
Lauri for par. Oh my, no.
As we mentioned, the weaker left side, Lauri's disc just sneaks through and unfortunately falls out.
Caught the one gap on the Prodigy baskets that they have, and it just spit through. Those horizontal chains can make that middle section of the chains a lot more dense and hard to really catch the disc.
And well done to Eetu for his tap-in birdie there.
Tap-in. Oh, here we go. Hole 6, par 4, 140 meters. This is an S-shaped fairway, but very short for a par 4. I'm going to look for these. If they're going for it, they're going for a big backhand flex shot, trying to get up this hill and land it up on top, somewhere inside the circle to look for that potential eagle putt. Otherwise, hyzer can get you a nice birdie.
We did even see a few long eagle looks with more of a placement shot off the first, the uphill green, allowing them to really give it a good run a few times. We'll see if these players opt to bite off a lot or look for an easier uphill approach. Jere up first with that big backhand flex we mentioned.
That looked too overcooked with the Anheuser. I think he's just going to be on the downhill part in the fairway. Shouldn't be too much work.
Also looking for that high turnover, but perhaps some wind in play as these players both turn it over a bit too much.
Yeah, you could see that thing flip really fast when it got into the air. Either too unstable of a disc or the wind is slamming these things down. Let's take a look at Niklas here. Yeah, I'm thinking this is going to be the wind factor.
That looked to leave his hand, even with a bit of hyzer, more unstable disc and still bit off a little bit too much, but looks to be well within the fairway.
Yeah, I'm noticing as soon as the Anheuser angle is on the disc, it just starts dropping. And that to me indicates a right to left wind.
Wow, Lauri with some height. We'll see if it benefits him.
Oh, this is coming out. Oh, wow.
Absolutely magnificent shot by Lauri there to get over the top onto the hill.
He could be parked.
He is absolutely putting for eagle. Eetu now looking for the hyzer.
Oh, that sounded like it hit the first tree in front of him. But it kicked through, and he is at the base of the hill.
Thank you to our spotters here today, doing the hard work that we all love and appreciate. Jere now for his look
He got quite a bit of distance off of that Anheuser.
He absolutely did. Makes it look textbook as he slides his disc under the basket for his third birdie in a row.
Turkey, turkey.
Eetu opting for that forehand shape.
Yep.
Also looking to be about 5 meters, just cresting perhaps the top of that hill.
Should be just a routine putt for the par. We see Niklas now up as well for his second shot. Sidearm hyzer. Right in the bullseye. That will net him another birdie.
Let's see how close Lauri made it off his first. I believe he is fairly close to the basket. You can see that now. Can he capitalize on the eagle?
Oh, wow.
Fantastic job by Lauri. Niklas taking the birdie and still losing a stroke to the card. Fantastic job by Lauri to come back after that bogey.
We can see the wind is starting to pick up here as we get higher up on the hills.
Eetu putting it in for par. And Jere.
Now you can tell it's starting to get a little swirly. Even these close putts are nothing to be just unthought of.
But it is Thanksgiving for Jere now with turkey. He'll be happy with that. He is definitely watching Anttila, looking to catch him.
Hole 7, par 3, 93 meters. Wide open tee shot. But as you get towards this basket, the trouble starts coming. We've got OB surrounding the entire basket and on the sides. Question for you is, are you going to get aggressive and push this basket, push the fast green, or are you going to try to lay it up in front, take a big putt?
We have Lauri up first with the eagle on the last hole. We'll see his choice of shape here as he looks to be going for the forehand hyzer. Looking to control his distance, but then you have those trees to contend with.
Oh, that was wide and outside. He did catch a tree, but stayed in bounds, luckily. He will have an obstructed putt for birdie still. Jere up next.
Opting, it looks like, for that straighter line. Gets a little flip up to flat, fades it out.
Oh, super smooth.
Super smooth. Perhaps a few pine cones on the floor there sliding him up, but he looks to be edge of circle, maybe 9 meters. Our leader now, perhaps with a wind read after the last two. We'll see what he opts for. The wide backhand hyzer.
Trying to spike it into the green. Maybe caught a tree on his way in, but that should be no big deal for the youngin'.
The green flag and the claps, always a good sign. We'll see if Eetu can get up there as well, as he also opts for the backhand wide hyzer.
With a mid-range nonetheless. Oh, it's got to sit though. Oh, and it just squeaked OB.
Unfortunately slides just over the line. I do believe he'll have a decent look though to save his par, given how close those OB lines are to the green.
That he will. It looks like the OB is inside the 10-meter circle, almost all the way around.
Oh, Lauri with a few putting woes on this round 3. Catches medal, but unfortunately falls out. Eetu now for his par.
Yeah, you can see that circle's edge. He is marked right on it. Just coming up high left side. That'll take a bogey for the young man.
Jere sliding a little bit long, but keeping it in bounds. Fires his birdie putt in.
4 in a row. He is on a heater, folks. Watch out.
Kukkurainen at 17 under now. Niklas to make this putt for his birdie. Looks to be just a formality, though. He does take his time, but just pops that one in there, putting him at 20 down. through 3 rounds. Really a spectacular performance by our leader here. Now Eetu tapping in his bogey. Tough for him to go OB, but he'll do what he can to recover that stroke on the next hole. Niklas, our leader here, definitely giving a good showing at 20 down through 3. We'll see if he can maintain that momentum.
Well, let's get into a difficult par 4, hole number 8, 223 meters. Got a Mando off of the tee. These guys aren't really worrying about that. They're trying to get themselves set up by that short pad, landing it on the fast fairway here. We've seen a lot of flare skips, a lot of wind action on this hole. It's fairly open on the right side of the fairway. OB all over on the right side.
Definitely a tricky one coming in as the second most difficult. We'll see how Jere chooses to approach this. The wide swinging hyzer looks to be just battling that left tree line, but I believe he should be safe.
That looked to be the landing zone, a little left side, but nonetheless, he should have something to work with there.
Niklas opting for a very similar looking route. We'll see if he manages to fade perhaps a bit less and more central. There it is, but gets his green flag. You
Wow.
can see why this hole is given the difficulty it has.
Now you saw Jere's push way left with his hyzer shot. Niklas put it a bit wider to the right side, but his just slammed straight down.
And Lauri with the wide forehand hyzer, I think landing around that tee you could see off the drone shot. Not a bad spot to be at all.
And that might have been shorter than he was intending for, but we'll have to see what he can come up with from there.
Eetu now.
Oh, that's going real nice. Soft hyzer, up in the air over the trees. Maybe pushed a little deep, but he will be safe. He will have some type of shot.
You were right. I believe that was Lauri just pitching up back into the fairway. May have caught himself a little bit shorter than intended.
Oh, and Jere is also looking to be a bit worse than the catch cam had shown us.
Jere Kukkurainen stuck in those trees there.
Oh no, and he swung it out wide and he will be OB.
Unfortunate for him there.
I apologize. This is the hazard zone on this right-hand side. He will be playing it from where it landed with a one-stroke penalty.
Thank you for that quick correction. We do see a lot of OB and a lot of hazard throughout this 18. Accuracy coming into play. They're pushing the distance in the wind. Very tough to maintain their disc in these tight fairways.
And Eetu was just too far on the drive. Caught himself right behind a tree, having to just putt out to the fairway. Niklas with position A here. Stand still, hyzer. Coming into the green, looking beautiful. Just get down.
Ho, he skips off deep and left on his second for this 223-meter par 4. The distance is impressive. We'll see if he can capitalize on that long birdie look. Eetu now, after pitching up right to the middle, we'll see if he can clean up this approach and get to the green. Looks to be good around those guardian trees.
And that'll be inside the circle to save the par. That's quite a veteran move from such a young player to just concede a jump putt for your second shot to put you in the middle of the fairway and give you a clean third shot to the green.
See Jere now from that hazard zone we mentioned, just a few meters past those stakes. Almost a straight shot considering how far right he went, but gets that hyzer fade and does not let that hazard get to him. Well approached. Lauri also, from the knee now.
Just outside the circle for par.
And again, just missing right side. Unfortunate that we see a recurring error on his putt, but none of these have been easy as he chases the lead. He must be doing something right at 16 under. Definitely looking for him to come back, but Niklas shuts that door. Gets his long birdie look. Let's see the replay here. Head just peeking out. Flick of the wrist, fires it off. Just sneaking over the basket, giving it everything it needs to sit right down for his birdie.
Eetu up next. This should be to save the par. Slightly obstructed, but he's got an open look. And
There
he'll
we go.
capitalize.
Well done, Eetu, to take that par, including his pitch up second. Some strategy coming out from the younger player here. Jere now. That will be his bogey due to his hazard play earlier, but he did manage to clean it up nicely.
First blemish on the scorecard. Unfortunately, the second for Lauri. Niklas here, the only one clean through the front nine so far. As we move into hole 9, par 4, 191 meters. First tee shot is going to be placement shot savvy. You want to land somewhere right in the middle of the fairway or possibly the right side to give yourself a wider look at this triple mando coming in through the trees, landing on this fast green as we have seen. This is a good birdie to get to finish off the front 9.
It absolutely is. Our players being challenged here. This is the third most difficult hole of this round, and we'll see if they manage to catch that right side or middle landing zone. We discussed Niklas with some good width.
And that looked to be too wide right. It flipped up. I believe he did not want that hyzer flip out of his hand. We'll have to see what he's going to contend with. Maybe just have to lay it up to the mouth.
Eetu perhaps flipping it up a little bit too much as well. A familiar story with some of this wind here today. Not hyzering back in as much as he would like, but may have a look through the triple mando. Jere up next.
This looks to be a better line. Coming in,
Perhaps a bit
getting
inside.
a bit of wind, yeah. But that is shorter than we would be thinking. He might have a big hyzer swoop through the triple mando, possibly to get him up to the green.
Lauri flashing a smile considering his options. His disc looking to get a little beaten up by the wind there, but definitely a nice shape. We'll see.
Oh, wow. Yeah, that is position A for Lauri.
Jere now, we'll see if he chooses to just get to the triple mando or try to fight through it.
Smart play, right at the mouth, setting it up. He could even bang it from there. That's circle 2 or so, just outside circle 2.
Absolutely.
Let's see how aggressive these guys want to get here.
Eetu in a very decent spot to try and pierce through and get some distance after the mando. We'll see what he opts for. Not a single tree. He slides his way to edge of circle. Very
Excellent.
nice. Niklas now seeing that. I'm sure he'll be trying to match, maybe even get a little bit closer. Fires
wow.
off his standstill. And there it is, folks.
Those were 2 much better placed shots than they looked off of the tee.
The angle can be deceiving from behind the mando, but you can see the players going right, a bit short, and they seem to have an almost straight look. Lauri, however, does not, as he tries to sneak a roller through.
Oh, and he caught a spectator. Oh, no. It might not have done too much to the shot, but that's always unfortunate to see.
Jere trying to float out a soft hyzer. Curls it up a little bit deep. Should have his putt for par. Lauri now.
Lauri's look for birdie.
Oh,
Great bid.
Absolutely. A very good run cleanly through the trees will set him up for what looks to be a tap-in par. Eetu now for his birdie.
No. Just too quick out of the hand for Eetu. Timing was slightly off on that putt.
Commendable for him to get that close after two, though. As Jere fires in his par putt.
Solid cleanup from Jere. Lauri will clean up his par as well. And Niklas again will be taking the lone birdie on the card, pulling himself yet another stroke ahead of the field.
You can see a good routine-oriented player does what he needs to do to have a safe birdie tap-in. Don't look now. That's 5 in a row through the last 5 for our leader. He is not letting his foot off the gas. As these competitors try and chase him, they're going to have to do something miraculous as he seems to be running away with the lead. But with 9 holes left, anything could happen.
So let's take a look at the scores, and we see Niklas not sticking with his 5 down consistency on the front 9. He's shooting 6 down now.
Of course.
But nonetheless, that is on fire for the young man. Well, let's take a look at this leader card. We have Jesse Nieminen also coming in with 5 down, making a comeback from round 1.
I see Daniel Davidson, I believe the Copenhagen Open winner, tied for 3rd as well. Rasmus Tuominen. Definitely some players looking to make that final push on the back 9.
Let's stick with it, guys. Catch us on the back 9. Thanks for sticking with us.
Over and out.